Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. What's happening, man? It's Tuesday night. You guys already know what it is, man. It's a big week, man. I can sit here and talk about the Bears, but there really isn't much to talk about, man. I mean, we came into town, we handled business, and you know what I mean, we got out of Dodge. That's it. I mean, we can talk about a few things from the Chicago Bears, but I mean, there's really not much to really talk about because there's bigger fish to fry. And you guys already know what it is, man. It's coming down on Monday night. It's going to be the Bills, Bengals, Who Dey against the Bills Mafia. Yo, it's going to be something, man. It's going to be something. But listen, I can't sit here and talk about the Bills and the Bengals just by myself. I had to dig deep into my crate and bring out one of my boys from way back when. We go way back when we were like 12, 13 years old, man. So we know each other very well, and he happens to be a Bengals fan. So I'm sure he's gonna have big shit to talk. But if he knows what's good for him, he'll keep it humble. But I hope he talks shit. I hope he does. We're gonna see what kind of energy he's got. But before I get into that, folks, welcome to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. Y'all know what to do. Smash that like. If you have not subscribed to the channel. You guys know what it is, man. Listen, we're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers. We're almost there, man. I think we're like 500 people. I think we're 500 away from hitting our goal. If we can hit that before the season's end, by the time we hit the Super Bowl, hey, that's good, man. And I'm putting it out into the existence, right? Before we get to the Super Bowl, let's try to get to 25K. We're 500 folks away from doing it. Share it. Like it, do all that stuff, and help us get there, man. For real talk. Now, I gotta hit something real quick, man. I gotta give a big shout out, big prayers out to the city of Buffalo, man. Y'all got hit like you wouldn't believe, and I'm not just talking about the snow, man. Like people are dying, people are. I mean, the unthinkable things were being discovered, and there were some really great stories that happened where people. Like, you know what I mean? They bound together and helped out others. And then there were some really tragic things that are still being uncovered now. And it's heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie, man. It is heartbreaking because you tend to hear the jokes about Buffalo gets all the snow and all that good stuff. But there are moments where you just can't control certain things. And Buffalo got hit, and there were some tragedies that happened, man. So prayers out to those that are still affected or have been affected by a lost one, or those that have been injured, whatever the case, man. It is crazy out there, man. So it sucks, man. So whoever is out there, whoever has been affected by it, listen, man, just hang in there, try to make it work. And for those that tragically have lost folks and have lost family, man, heart prayers go out to y'all, man. That's tough. That is tough, man. I'm sitting here talking to my wife about it, and it's like you hear story after story, and it gets worse. And you don't like hearing that, man. So there's only so much, man. There's only so much you can take. There's only so much people can take. I mean, snow after snowfall after snowfall, it's craziness. So hang in there, folks. Praying and hoping the best for y'all, man, for real. I got to get in there, man. My man Zach Lane came through and says, you know what? I want to be part of the Bing squad because I feel what Rico's saying. So bing, biggity, bing. Welcome to the Bing squad, my G, Zach Lane. So, folks, without further ado, let me bring in my man Brandon. I'm gonna let you, Brandon. You give me the thumbs up when you're ready to go because I want to make sure you straight. You straight? He leaned back, so I know he's good. So let me bring my man Brandon on. Brandon, what's good, my G?
What's going on, Rico? I just had to pull a quick switch up on you.
I see
what true team is,
You went from tube to ball cap. I like it. I'm with it. So folks, they don't know you, so that's okay. They're gonna have to get used to you and get your vibe. So for those that are wondering who this is my homie. We go way back. We played ball together, and my man went out to play some professional ball out in Europe somewhere, and he's back coaching. So you're giving it back to the community. This is what I love. Part of me wants to do that too, but they don't have football out here like they do in Ottawa. So
yeah, but I'm coaching where we used to play together, right? Like I'm doing that OV. Well, now it's OSFL, so I'm doing the young guys, 19 and under, where we
Nice.
went out and balled out. So
I like it. Look, if I can try to find a league like this out here in Nova Scotia, that'd be dope. But they don't do it like that. Here it's big time on soccer. And now I'm doing the family man thing. So I'm kind of coaching the soccer girls a little bit from the stands and doing what we do. But good on you, man. I'm living through. I see what you're doing. I like it, and I'm rocking with you, man. Coach B. I like that, man. You got them calling you Coach B? What's the word?
Yeah, they call me Coach Weeks or
Coach
just Weeks.
For what?
I'm not all about like that, Coach. Call me Weeks. You know.
That's it, man. You don't want to coach just old man stuff. Yeah, I'm not there yet, man. Just
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Just call me Weeks.
That's
or just call me Coach if you want to call me Coach.
That's
I don't need both.
Listen, man, folks, do me a favor. This is Brandon's first time on the show, and this probably won't be his last because I might have to hit him up via phone call after the Bills handle the Bengals on Monday night. He might not want to.
This guy, I don't understand why you talk like this. Like you guys are doing something crazy right now.
Oh,
like you're doing something crazy right now. This is what I don't understand.
That's cool.
This is a big game too, you know.
Listen, this is
all right.
We're gonna talk about that. Let's talk AFC first. Let's talk AFC first, and we're gonna get into that. So Miami Dolphins. Look, we're looking at the AFC. Let's talk AFC North first. You got the Ravens. Y'all still got to handle the Ravens. The Ravens are still kind of they're in it. Pittsburgh, I think, is out, or they're still in the hunt. I'm not sure what's going on with them.
Maybe a wild card, but they're like
maybe a wild card, but I doubt
as a team, I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna pull it off.
Not good enough. I don't think it's gonna happen. And then we're gonna really at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is it's really down to the Jets in Miami. So, and then Ravens got it, and then you guys are trying to work for that division title. You guys need that division title.
Yeah, so we need the title right now.
Are you guys shook by the Ravens?
No, we lost by 2 when we played them. It was a 2-point game, right? It was our 3rd loss of the season, and we've been on the run ever since. So now we got to come in and make sure all our stuff is tight, right?
The
only thing that's scary with them is like if you know who finally came back, decided to play. If D Jackson decides to have one of those games, it's like, damn.
Well,
we can get exposed real quick.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. As an outside looking at the AFC North, AFC North is always tough. Always tough. Hold on, my man Carlos Hayes has something to say. I gotta put. He said, "Tell him, Rico, they're just in the way." They're saying the Bengals are in the way. I like it, Carlos. Carlos, we're gonna get on his ass afterwards. We're gonna talk about the external teams, and then we're gonna get right to business, right? So AFC North, y'all gonna battle with the Ravens. We don't know if Lamar Jackson is gonna play by the time y'all get ready to, buckle up, but we'll see. But it looks like you guys are on a 7-game win streak. You guys are actually doing quite well. I got to give it to y'all, but we'll get into all that mess. Now let's move to what's relevant right now. It's the AFC, and right now the last spot is going to be honestly between the Miami Dolphins and the Jets, and it might come down to it. I don't know how it's going to play out. Let's go to Miami, man. Miami is collapsing. They've lost 4 games straight, and then you have this.
You're right, man. They've made poor executive decisions with a franchise guy. That's what it is.
Tua's not the guy?
He shouldn't have been playing. Tua shouldn't have been playing after the 2nd concussion. He should be coming back now, fresh and healthy.
Hold on. See, I didn't want to bring this up. We're gonna bring that because I have a different mind. I have a different mindset about this. So we're gonna talk about it. So Dolphins have an opportunity to do big things, and they need to win. They got a few things that need to happen, but initially win out and you're in. All right, Patriots. I need to talk to you about this Patriots game, man. Listen, Joe Burrow had 300 yards in the first half, 3 touchdown passes. Like, y'all are up 22-0. What the hell happened to you guys in the Patriots? I can't understand it. Help me understand.
What do you mean? We took our fucking foot off the gas. That's what it was. It was just miscue. And it was like, we assume like we're already up. So that's the story with us. You look at our first game when we're playing Pitt, and he throws those 3 picks, and we have to come back. It's like, why didn't we play like this in the first half? So now we're flipping where we're starting hot and trying to be like, okay, we're good. We have it. We're going to coast. Nah, that mentality needs to stop right now. It needs to stop right now. Like, we need to beat the brakes off of you guys this Monday coming. That's what needs to happen.
So, but you think that when you up 22-0 on the Patriots, It's the same team that we waxed, and you think you're gonna beat the brakes off the Bills? I'm prepping this so when we get into it, we can really
We're gonna get into it. We're really gonna get into it.
we gonna get into it. So, but for real though, I'm looking at the Patriots and I'm looking at like, yo, the Bengals should be able to wax these guys. You got Joe Mixon, T. Higgins is back healthy, Jamar Chase came back. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Boyd is doing this thing, and then you lose Lyle Collins. How big of a loss is Lyle Collins?
Not that big. I didn't think he had the impact he should have had when he came in.
I heard that too. Like we thought it was gonna be you guys.
It was gonna, but he's had these issues from in Dallas, right? Like,
true.
I look at it where he's coming in, and it's like you're gonna be the protector, you're the bodyguard, as he would say. We didn't get sacked as much as last year, but you got beat across your face more than you saved our quarterback. We've been hurried way too many times off of our backside.
Let me ask you this: Is Joe Burrow? I mean, he was getting sacked left, right, center last year. How is it this year? Is he still susceptible to getting sacked and taking dumb losses, or it's much better?
It's a 35% improvement. It's not much better, but it's better.
Okay, it's all right. Then it's getting there. It's getting there. So because I'm looking for it because we don't have Von Miller, our closer. I mean, he hurt. So a lot of people think it's gonna be sweet when you play the Bills, but the Bills have actually stayed steady and foot to the pedal when it comes on the defensive side of the ball. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup. And I've been telling people this, and I feel it to my core. I don't know if you feel about this because we'll see. But last year, when the Chiefs beat us with that fluke nonsense that took place, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows about that.
They had to change the rule on that one.
Listen, it had to be done. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all beat the Chiefs, and you guys have the Chiefs number. I don't know what it is about the Bengals that got the Chiefs number. Y'all beat them 3 straight times. I really feel the Bills, had we beaten the Chiefs, we would have beat y'all, and we would have won the Super Bowl. That's how I truly feel. You feel different about that?
I do. I think we would have. We were hot, man. We were just at that point last year. We had all the momentum. You guys were kind of like, like you are right now, right? So that's how you guys are playing right now. We'll get into that a little bit later, but
we definitely will. We definitely will because there's some things I got to talk about because right now you guys are on a 7-game win streak and the Bills are pretty hot right now too. Right now, so we rocking on a 6-game win streak right now. So
look at like 2 of those games are kind of suspect, and you know which ones I'm talking about.
yeah, this guy talking about. Like, I mean, shoot, we can talk about it because I mean, I pulled up the track record that the Bengals been rocking with. And there's some games where you're like, yo, fam, you lost that game though? For real, you lost that? And you barely won this? There's a few games that we could both talk about that our teams were kind of like, we had no business losing and we had no business playing around with this team. A lot of times.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get to it. So let me kind of flip the script a little bit. We got to. The Chiefs, what is it about your Bengals that the game plan happens to be like y'all got his number. Y'all got Pat Mahomes' number. What is it that y'all are doing that has you just making Pat Mahomes just act a fool 3 straight games? I don't get it.
Offensively, we're just balanced. Like, I don't know what it is, but Joe Mixon on those days is just when we're averaging 4 to 6 yards, like let's call it a cool 5.2, 5.3 yards a carry.
All right.
You can't stop us. Because now you're giving Burrow the time. It's like, all right, he's going to take his time pre-snap and go through everything. And he's going to eat you up with the receivers we got. And now we have this new cat coming into play that a lot of people kind of second guess, who's making some big waves, right? So you worry about our 3-headed horses at Chase, Higgins, and Boyd. But then you got, when we go into our spread, Irwin jumps in or Perrine jumps in or we move Mixon. That's what we do to Kansas City. We force them to play ball.
See, I think it's more on your defense side of the ball.
No.
Sam, Bell, Hubbard, like those boys are disciplined.
Bates, yeah. Our backers, like our box is crazy.
I'm telling you.
Get the pressure. But this is the thing. Mahomes is the type of guy, no matter what you do, he comes up with these extravagant ways to complete. but our back end shows up and we don't look like we did in the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you. Listen, I like your front seven. I like your back four. Like, you guys are disciplined. You guys just know, like, he likes to dance around. Like, you guys stay. The one thing I do appreciate, the difference between the Bills and Bengals, when it comes to your guys, your defensive coordinator leaves your dogs on the field. That's what I know. Is
Yes.
we rotate. We're
We
constantly.
don't run a rotation. Yeah.
Y'all don't do no rotation, man. Y'all keep your dogs on the field, and and I feel like that's a big advantage. That's a huge advantage. But like, our guy is about staying fresh. We need the fresh legs. But how about the guy that's been figuring Mahomes out the whole game, and then finally in the third quarter, he's like, I got him. I know exactly what he's gonna do. But when you have fresh legs and fresh minds, they don't know any better. They got fresh motor, but like, do you have the nuance of the game?
But you see, like, when we play Kansas City, we run a little bit more of a rotation because they average 60 plus plays. So we can't leave these guys on. We got to rotate our 1 and our 3 tech because they get tired. Mm-hmm. But we'll put them on for a drive. So now we're going to look at it. A lot of it, when you watch our defense, when we hit what we like to call like our black zone right before the red, we're making changes because these guys are tired. And we know if they push down, we got to bring in our heavies again. If we leave them on, that's where we get roasted.
See, and I'm looking at last year, and I was looking at the percentage of guys that played. Like, you guys are leaving your guys up to 65, 67% of the time. That's big. Us, 35, 40. We're constantly rotating. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys bring to the Bills, because I can't remember the last time the Bills played the Bengals. And it was, I can't remember, and I don't know what the last result was, but both teams are completely different. Completely different. So as a Bengals fan, I need to dive deep. What is it that you guys see out of the Bills? Are you guys like, shit, yo, we're facing the Bills, man, these guys are hot? Or are Bengals fans like, man, bring them on? That's who we want. We need that number 1 seed. We're trying to get that number 1 seed. So bring them. I don't know how y'all are feeling right now. So I'm curious. What's the word?
Listen, we already have the number 1 seed. All right. We're gonna come in and we're gonna slap your boys up. I'm telling you this right now.
You feel it?
I'm telling you this right now. I feel it. The way that we're moving and gelling right now, and it's like, I'm looking at it because I'm an offensive guy just like you.
I got you.
I'm a big time receiver guy, so I'm looking at him like, he's got guys he's been throwing to for 5-6 years.
True.
He's got that chemistry, right? Now I look at our run game. We average nearly 6 yards, and it doesn't matter if it's Mixon or Perine. We're getting 6, and you guys don't have Von Miller in there to come off the edge and disrupt, and your secondary's subpar.
Facts.
Right? So what are you going to do? I look at it as like, you got to take away our hot guy to force our other hot guy. So what are you going to do? You're going to double up on Higgins and be like, oh, or are you going to spy Burrow? Are you going to double chase? Or are you going to sit back and run a 2 and keep everything in front of you, which doesn't matter because our guys get yak. You can't leave them in open space.
Okay.
On the flip side, now, we need to get to your quarterback. We cannot let him move.
Yo,
that man has wheels, and when he starts going, he's not afraid to truck you either. And it's like, I'm like, dang.
So hold on.
That demoralizes the bench.
Time out. We gotta, because you said some shit that I gotta bring it back. You said, what are you gonna do? You're gonna double chase? Are you gonna try to keep everything in front of you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Keep shit in front of us. And not only that, hold on. Not only that, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the defense that we have, but there's 2 guys right now playing extremely well, and that's Tremaine Edmonds, our linebacker, and Matt Milano. Those boys go sideline to sideline. So if Burrow is gonna have to make some throws, it's gonna have to be those deep intermediate. He's gonna have to do that. And then you have Jordan Poyer that's savvy enough that knows exactly where he's supposed to be. So Burrow is going to have to be precise. He's going to have to be precise.
Which he is.
And if you don't have your protector in Lyle Collins, that pass rush is still there. Don't think Von Miller, because Von Miller's not there, it's going to be cupcakes. There's still going to be a pass rush. I can promise you that. It's going to be fun. That's all I'm going to say. Now, we're going to come back to that. Because I gotta flip the script a little bit, and we're going to bring some things up. All right? So, good, the bad, the ugly. There's a segment that we do called the good, the bad, the ugly. And good, bad, ugly is we talk about, and we're gonna hit the Bengals and the Patriots game because that was the previous game that you guys played. So 3 things that stood out to you as like my team is on. That was good. We're gonna keep it rocking. So 3 things that stood out to you that was good in that Bengals Patriots game that you guys just had.
T. Higgins.
Why? What did T. Higgins do that was so great?
What do you mean? 8 catches, 128 yards, single TD. That's good.
Okay.
Right? That's good.
Right.
Trenton Irwin, 2 TDs off of 45 yards.
I saw
3 catches. 3 catches.
I saw that. I mean, I don't want to call it lucky because it was a good catch, but like it could have been an overthrown ball, but he came in he made a big boy catch.
He made a huge play.
That was a big play.
Huge
I got to give it to him. So you like your offensive pieces. What about the defense?
Not my defense. The defense played solid all the way through. Even though they put up points in the end, it was like garbage time.
Right. I got to ask you a question though. Y'all started the season off a little shaky, and I get it. Beginning of the season, September, October football don't really mean much. You know what I'm saying? You just got to stay at least afloat, but it doesn't mean much until obviously when it gets to November, December ball, that's when you got to really start separating. What has been the difference the last 7 games? What's changed?
Play calling.
Really?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? What are you doing? What are you doing more of and less of?
We're doing way more 6-man pros, right? So we're giving Mixon like I'm guaranteeing it's probably a read option where he's scanning to release, so it causes that backer to freeze. But we're also finding a way to free up our guys in space where you had said prior, we want to keep everything in front.
True.
Our receivers can take it 80, 90 on a 7-yard hitch, on a 10-yard whip. Like we have that, and we're letting Burrow do that. And then we set up our long ball. And don't forget, like, it's almost 6 yards a carry. That's the huge thing is as a DC, if they're picking up 6, we can run the ball all day. Every 2 plays, we got a first. But now we can come out and throw, and you're expecting this regular run, outside zone, inside zone, you're ready, a cutback, whatever it may be. And we're going to play action out of you guys.
You're talking about your damn run game, right? And I like Mixon. Mixon is nice. Perine is nice. I like both those cats. And by the way, shout out to you for making the finals in fantasy football. Shout out to you. Oh, you did. You didn't make it.
Hey, don't make me put up them trade offers that what you're afraid of.
Listen, folks.
Devontae decided not to show up on one game, and it's like, are you serious? 9 points? Whatever.
I pulled the plug quick fast on that shit because I was like, nah. So for those that don't know, my man Brandon is in the same league as him, and he made it to the playoffs and fell short. And now he's got to watch your boy take the whole thing and brag my ass off all off season long. You know it's going to be like that.
Yeah. But it's your first time winning. It's okay. I understand.
It's been a while.
Finally made it there.
You know why? Because I stopped. I went away from like being a Bills pro, all Bills players. I had to stay away.
No more heart. Yeah, you had to stop picking with your heart.
I had to take my heart out of it, man. I was like, yo, Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, Stephon Diggs. I can't no more, man. We end up losing. You can't. That's not the formula to winning. Anyway, let me back it up a little bit. There's one thing that I've been paying attention to. Like I go into these Bengals forums and I look at what these guys are talking about and what Bengals fans are complaining about. And they're complaining about something that Bills fans, and I'll say myself, because I'm obviously we're offensive minded and I'm all about run game. I want my team to have a run game. And I see a lot of Bengals fans complaining that the run game isn't as good as it's supposed to be. Like, what's up with our run game, man? That's why we can't run. That's why we can't do this. So, like, is there really truly a run game issue? Is Joe Mixon not doing it? What's the word?
Joe Mixon's doing it. It's just these guys, they complain about it when we're playing against teams who are run stop heavy. That's where we have a problem. Like, we can't outman them. We can't beat them in the box. And, like, Mixon isn't a smash mouth guy. He's a finesse guy. He'll smack you, but we need to set him up where he's going to beat you. We need to set up our outside perimeter runs. That's what we need to do.
And his screen game is heavy. If you guys get him out on the screen, it's a wrap.
Yeah, but
it scares me a little bit. I'll go lie.
We all know the screen game it's not
Hard.
dependable in this league. It's not dependable at all.
It's tough. It is not. Listen, I complain that we don't do enough screens. We just don't. It's like we just don't know how to run it. I don't know what the deal is, but eventually we're gonna have to find a way to freaking move the ball when it comes to getting guys in space because we have dogs on our squad that can do things in space. We just have a hard time doing it. So when we talk about having a hard time doing things, it makes me segue right into the bad. To me, what was the bad that stood out to you in this Patriots and Bengals game? 3 things that stood out to you, like, man.
Oh, we were just way too inconsistent, man. We couldn't sustain a drive. We could not sustain a drive going into the second half. It was just like, what are we doing? Why do we deviate from what is working to try? We always want to try like this new sprinkle of something for. It's like we're setting up next week's play calling. And it's like, why do you do this? Like, why do you want to cause all us diehard fans to have these heart attacks where you're just being dumb? Because we could have lost that game real quick.
Right?
We could have lost it real quick. Like, the Patriots, okay.
Yo, they were knocking on the door, fam. They ran the ball. I was like, yo, they're gonna pass the ball. Clearly, they're gonna pass the ball here. They run the ball, and y'all get a fumble. You gotta be kidding me, man.
Fluke. Fluke.
I'm sitting there watching y'all, man. I was like, yo, these Bengals about to lose this game. They're up 22-0. They're about to lose these to the Patriots with no offensive coordinator and Macaroni Jones throwing the football. She, I'm telling you. So I'm looking at.
I also look at it like where our leaders, like if you look, they don't really show the sideline per se as much, right?
Right.
But you can see the sideline. Like if you're watching the game and you see the demeanor changing, you see there's some sort of rift somewhere as the game goes on. It wasn't as bad against like the Pats, but when we played Baltimore, man, we were imploding on each other, and I'm glad they fixed that quick.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's some people saying that you were nervous as hell when it came to that Bengals and Patriots when they were knocking on your door. You're saying like, we about to lose to the Patriots. Yeah,
listen, and it was I was so mad too because it was messing up my other fantasy league.
I bet.
So like
who's messing with you?
This dude had friggin'
Ramondre?
Mr. Jones. Yeah, and I was just like, yo, what are you doing to me right now?
Nah, I got you.
I'm about to lose. I'm about to lose to these bums and lose in fantasy because of these bums. Like,
all right, so now I'm looking at what you guys did, and to me, I see y'all are very similar to the Bills. And correct me if I'm wrong, right? Y'all went 8 for 16 on third down conversions, which is cool. Right?
Yeah,
you're going
50% is huge.
That's
huge.
legit. That's legit. But here's where I see you guys have issues, and this is the same issues the Bills have. Y'all had 8 penalties for 62 yards, and y'all went 2 for 4 in the red zone.
Yep.
Y'all settled for field goals. Yo, I'm telling you right now, very similar. This game is going to be a battle right to the end.
Burrow threw the ball 52 times in that game. He went 40 of 52.
Is that a recipe for winning games when you throw 50 times?
Or it's a recipe for throwing 2 more picks. We already threw 2.
Whatever.
Against you guys, those 2 picks can be pick sixes real quick, right?
I'm just saying. So, listen, Josh Allen threw like almost 60 damn times against the Miami Dolphins in week 3 or something like that, and we lost that game. 60 attempts or whatever the amount that he threw a whole lot. It's not a recipe for winning, man. That means you trying to stick in this game and try to do something.
Well, we threw 52 times. We ran the ball 20 times, not including the 4 times Burrow ran.
Right.
We're not even like it's almost an 80-20.
Yeah, y'all threw 52 times. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm looking at it right now. Y'all threw 52 times, and y'all ran 24 times.
Yeah,
that's tough. Yeah. So y'all passing,
and we only put up 22 points.
So that tells me there's a recipe. There's something in there that's not working, and Leslie Frazier is gonna figure it out and try to stuff it right now. So when I go back, so I got to go back a little bit. So I got to go talk about the good, the bad, the ugly when it comes to the Bills and the Bears. This is as simple as this, man. The Bears, that after that first drive, the Bills shut them down. They couldn't do shit from first drive on. That first drive, great job. Y'all scripted it. You know how it is. First 15 plays,
Yeah.
script. Y'all know what it is. Boom. What you do after that is when we know what kind of team we're playing with, right? Boom. Defense shuts them down. Run game was epic. We had 250 yards of running. Josh Allen was doing his thing. James Cook was doing his thing. And by the way, I took a page out of your book, man. Don't stay away from rookies when it comes to fantasy. Don't stay away from rookies when it comes to fantasy. I'm gonna say that. Stop nodding your head. I only took a couple of notes from you, and that's it, man. It's a wrap.
Hey, for 2 years you did it though. So it's working. Now you're finally winning.
Yeah, we got something, man. So and on the flip side, defense, run game, and obviously, like, we were able to keep our composure in that game. To me, that's where the good stood. With the bad, obviously, you guys know what Bills fans already know what it is, man. Those stupid, fucking dumb penalties. We need to cut the bullshit out with the penalties. We have a great play, and it's negated by a hand to the face, holding. I mean, illegal formation. It's like, fam, like, we got to cut it out. If we're gonna win, we got to win. Obviously, turnovers. Yo, giving two stupid picks. Josh throwing in the double coverage to a 5'8" receiver. Fam, that ain't gonna work. That is, I don't know where in the NFL that's gonna work. It's not gonna work. You just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Unless you're Steve Smith, you ain't going. It's not gonna work. He says 5'9", but he a bulldog. It ain't gonna work. And lastly, if you're looking at in terms of bad penalties, obviously you guys already know what it is. We had like 7 penalties, like 50, 60 yards. We just can't. We can't do that. Now, I'm gonna bring it right back to you now. When it comes to ugly, now it could be something that stood out to you that was ugly, and maybe nothing was ugly. What was ugly in that game for you? We're like, man, yo, we do that. It's a wrap for us. Was it the O-line, D-line, special teams, coaching decisions? What was it to you that stood out as ugly?
Our ugliest, we weren't balanced. We didn't run the ball enough. And I hate to say that, but Mixon needs at least 22 to 25 touches. We need to control the clock. And we really did. We had the ball for almost 37 minutes against them.
That's true.
But if we make it 42 minutes, we don't got to worry about chasing down a fumble, right?
Facts. That is facts.
Like,
I got a super chat coming in from my man Kennedy. Vera Kennedy says, "Yo, them Tony the Tiger Bengals, boy, stop Buffalo all day, champ." Ooh, call you Tony the Tiger Bengals? Okay, we talking big shit. Yo,
hey, hold on. I bet you his favorite cereal growing up was Frosted Flakes. So you know Tony's the champ.
Tony's the champ. We're about to find out on Monday night. We're gonna see what's really good. So let me break away from a little bit, because to me, in terms of ugly, I don't want to talk about. Nothing really stood out to me that was ugly. I mean, the weather was nasty. We'll talk about that. But Josh Allen's play wasn't ugly, but wasn't great either. It was like in between. There was moments where just Josh looked like just not himself. You know what I'm saying? You go from 300 yards, player of the week last week, to then pulling this stunt. Now, Brandon, we played in cold weather, and I need your opinion on this, right? Because we up north, we're in Canada, so we play well into November. The games that are cold as hell, especially you as a receiver, you got to catch some things. How difficult is it for ball players to really perform? Is it, if you're a baller, period? Or does the cold kind of take away from your game? For you, how do you feel about it?
Man, you said it. Like, if you're a baller, you're going to ball out regardless. The cold can play like a minor factor, but you got to look at it. These guys are in a league where they can sit in the tent and get warmed up. They got everything to stay at the level they want to be comfortable at. So if you want to come out and just shit the bed because it's cold, you really didn't want to win. That's what it comes down to. The dog didn't want to come out on that day. He was just like,
you need your dog.
My tail, and your dog ain't ready.
Your dog's still leash. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look
at
the leash. I got you, fam. So listen, man. We have a segment where it's called 2 words, 2 thoughts, 2 words. You have no idea what I'm about to ask you. You have no idea what topics I'm gonna bring up. Now, the way we play this game is this, man. Is 2 words or 2 thoughts. If you just want to say, yo, these are the 2 words that come to mind when I think of this thing, this player, this situation, go ahead. If you're like, yeah, but let me explain myself on what I mean by that, you have all the right to do that too. Are you ready? Because you look nervous to me, but you shouldn't be nervous. You straight?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm straight, yeah.
All right, man. We're going into a segment called 2 words or 2 thoughts. He has an ability to now find out what's gonna come his way. He has no idea. So let's wait up. Let's see what my man Brandon got in store. All right. First things first, man. You're the first 2 words or 2 thoughts when I bring this player up. Joe Burrow.
Tiger King.
What the hell does that mean?
He's the boss, man. He rules our jungle right now.
Wow.
He's that leader, right?
The cliche saying rules the jungle. Listen, I need more, man. Like, is Joe Burrow that cool? Like they're calling Mr. Joe Cool, all that stuff. Is he a fraud or is he legit? Is he the real deal?
What did I just say? Tiger King. He has to be the real deal. You see him flinch at all? He doesn't care about anybody else except his game. That's all you want. That's the leader. He's like, I don't give a shit about Tom Brady when we played the Bucs. He don't care about Josh Allen coming up. We just won last week. He's like, that's over and done with. He's already focused on next week.
Oh, he's on to next week. Joe Burrow. Okay, I like that. All right, cool. What's the deal? I need to know. Tyler Boyd. You know about you say Jamar Chase. You know he's gonna ball. T. Higgins. You know he's gonna ball. Tyler Boyd. Bills fans love Tyler Boyd. He helped the Bills get into the playoffs years ago. You know what I'm saying? By making that catch, you know what I'm saying, over the Ravens. We loved it. So Tyler Boyd, talk to me about Tyler Boyd, man. What's the deal?
Two thoughts on this. One, he's underutilized in our system.
Okay.
Second, he hasn't shot himself up to be a number 2 or a number 1. He's accepted the role that he has.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But who stood the same thing and where did he end up? Like the clock is ticking and I think we're going to lose him soon.
So who's stepping up in his place though? Because obviously if he hasn't really solidified himself and maybe the clock is ticking, like you say, who's overpassing him now? Who's stepping into his role a little bit?
There's no one per se who can actually like jump in. We'll probably draft somebody. That's what we do. Right? When our number 3 guy moves on, it's a draft guy, right? Look at when we drafted Peter Ward, when he was dying out, we picked up the man, Ocho.
Yeah. I got
right?
you.
And then Sanu left, Boyd stepped in. So now when Boyd leaves, it could be Irwin. Not sure. He only has 2 games.
But y'all are drafted. You guys are like draft central, man. You guys draft receivers and they pan out. So I could totally see that. My man Steve Koch says, "Yo, we are indebted to Boyd for sure. No mercy on Monday though." I got you, Steve. So here's the deal. I gotta bring up because I'm sticking with the Bengals right now. And Von Bell. I need to know about Von Bell. What's the word with Von Bell?
Von Bell's probably. I look at his character, and I'll compare him to a guy that we played with, who's just wild, but super, super smart.
Okay.
Just decides to fly off and do his own thing whenever he feels like it.
Okay.
And we all know who that is. Mr. JK. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I got you.
He'll just put you in a situation and it's like, why do you do these unnecessary things? Like the penalties you take, you know.
Joey.
You wanna
We see you, Joey.
Mr. Joey, right? That's him.
So it's
phenomenal player.
It's a gift and a curse almost, right? Because
almost
things, but then he has these blips where you're like, yo, why are you here? You're supposed to be here doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're messing up the flow of what we're supposed to be doing.
Right?
I got you.
It's like he's trying to get that extra money and then shoots himself in the leg doing something dumb like that. You know what I mean? Like
there's a question for you right now from the chat, and my man Mike Hurdle says, yo, Brandon, is there a burning desire to get back to the Super Bowl and win it? Y'all got that? Does it feel that way? That you guys, man, we were so close.
Of course.
Do you feel like the team is better this year than it were last year, or it's the same?
No, we've improved. We definitely improved from last year, especially on defense. Especially on defense. Because if you look at all the games we lost, it's not because of our defense. Burrow throws, 5 picks? We fumble for game 1. We lose to Cowboys by 3 with a backup Q, and it's just like offensively, we weren't doing anything. It was week 2. Burrow's second game back because he didn't play all preseason because he's coming off that injury.
All right,
and
straight.
then we go and we lose to Baltimore by 2, where it's like another unproductive offensive game where now we finally clicked and we got everything rolling.
So
our defense is balling out.
It feels as your defenses was carrying your offenses. Am I wrong?
That's how it always is. And anyone who tries to say it's not like that, go away.
At least you admit it, though. At least you say, yo, the defense does carry.
Right?
Yo, I'm not going to tell you any different. The defense is carrying. But that's okay. So now we're going to flip it a little bit. I talked about the Bengals now. So I'm gonna ask you how you feel about some of the cats on our squad. I'm gonna just start with the man himself. And I don't want you to fluff it. I don't want you to, yo, we ain't scared. Yo, just be real. Just be real and objective. That's what I brought your ass on here for. Josh Allen.
Game changer. 100%. 100%. I hate seeing this guy run because I'm like, yo, I don't like you, but I really like your style of play. He's throwing the ball highly efficiently, like unreal.
Right.
And it's not like, okay, you have other guys who are there, but you really truly have one guy and he's spreading the ball around and guys are having breakout games. And like, he's a high risk, high reward. That's it. Like, that's what you get from him. True competitor. True competitor. I hate him, but I like him a little bit.
Who do you hate more? Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Pat Mahomes, man. I hate Mahomes because he just does like this freak nasty stuff that's unorthodox. I'm like, why? I'm like, how?
Yo, I can't stand Mahomes, man. I
can't.
But I can't stand this dude. And the worst thing is he prances. The little thing that he does, yo, knock it off, man. Somebody needs to knock his block off because it sickens me, right? But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to jump on there. So we talked about him. Stephon Diggs.
Truth.
He's the truth.
Truth. I don't care what anybody says. This guy, freak.
Would you
his whole style of play, like I would take him
over Jamar Chase.
Chill out.
I had to check the temperature. I had to check the temperature.
No.
But he's the truth though. I ain't gonna front.
He's like some of the plays he makes, and I'm just like, man. And it's not just catching the ball. Like a lot of guys don't pay attention to the way he runs his routes to free up his guys. Because he knows he's getting all the attention and he's not half-assing it. He's trying to still be the guy to come down in the double, triple coverage because he knows he can thread it in there.
I got to ask you this question, real talk, because right now this was my big beef. I don't know how often it happens to Burrow and Chase because Chase is your number one cat. I don't care. He's your number one cat, right? But you got T. Higgins and on any other team, he could be the number one guy. He's nice like that. Last week against the Bears, Stephon Diggs didn't get involved into the game until the second half. He was double teamed. He was bracketed. Devontae Adams get bracketed and double teamed all day. Randy Moss got it all day. You got to get
those guys are
former
6'3", 6'4" plus. You can just put it up and they can go get it. Like, I'm not saying Diggs can't do that, but it's just you don't expect it from someone his size.
So coming from the receiver end, if you know you cooking your guy,
I'm cheese. I'm losing my mind, and you know that. I'm in the huddle, losing my mind.
You feel me? So like, and he won't say nothing because he already has that. Oh, he's a diva. He's a this. He's a that. So he's the ultimate true guy. And I don't personally think he's a diva, but a receiver is gonna say, "Yo, if I'm open, I'm open. Yo, hit me. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing shook." So that's been my issue with when we have an elite receiver. There's no reason unless Deion Sanders himself is in coverage. I might not look at you, but I got to see him. I got to see you all day, every day. But you said it yourself. Josh Allen spreads the ball.
Yeah.
It could be you today. It could be you over there. It could be you. So it's like you love it and you hate it at the same time. But for me, you gotta get your guy the ball. Does Joe Burrow ever have these games where he doesn't get the ball to Jamar Chase?
He didn't really get it to him last week, to be
How much?
honest.
Chase,
He
what was
well, he hit it. He got 8, and then
bro?
we threw the ball
11 targets, fam. 11 targets, 8.
52 times. 52 times.
Yeah, that's that's a lot of attempts.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get your targets.
No, that's for real.
If you look at it, a true number one guy is probably pulling in 15 to 18 targets when you're throwing the ball 52 times, especially against the Pats. In that secondary, like
this next game are the Bills at Cincinnati? I can't recall.
No, I think we're playing you guys in Buffalo, are we not? No, you're at Cincy. You're coming to Paycor.
We are coming to Paycor. Have you been to a home game yet?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
Gotten to go yet.
So we're gonna stick on these 2 words because there's a couple more that I want to jump into, and then we'll get onto it. Your head coach, is it not Staley? What's your word? Taylor, Zach Taylor. What's the word on Zach Taylor? Leader of men. Does he have his weaknesses? Is he terrible on time management? Does he make bonehead challenges, decisions? What's the deal on coach?
So from when he came until now, year 1, riddled with coaching errors.
Big time. They were about to ship his ass off.
Riddled with coaching errors. Year 2, figured it out. This year, take control.
I like it.
Needs to take more control.
I like it. Figured it out. Take control. I see you on the theme now. We're gonna flip the switch a little bit. When it comes to food, I mean, we all like to eat. And there's one thing. See, I could ask a fellow Canadian because it just makes sense to do it, right? When you have your chicken wings, right? Bills are known for the chicken wings, and we do this, then that, and they always ask ranch or blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
You didn't even hesitate. Yo, what's up with that?
Blue cheese.
You don't even mess with ranch?
No, I do, but then I had blue cheese and I'm not going back.
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've been telling people like, yo, I'm usually like just no sauce, or I'll do like, you know what I'm saying? You know, in Canadian restaurants, they just give you sour cream. You'll dip your shit in sour cream, call it a day. Yo, people are making fun of me like, yo, sour cream, who does that? I dip it in what they give me to it. Anyway, so I went to Buffalo and I had the blue cheese, and I said, yo, this is game changer. That's for real. I'm not gonna front. The blue cheese over the ranch, I'm not even gonna lie. So the fact that you didn't even hesitate, respect to you. All right, we're gonna move to the next segment, man. And there's a segment called Milk Carton. All right, and every week I find someone or I find something that has gone missing. I don't know where this thing went or where this player went, but he wasn't around or this thing wasn't around. So I'm gonna leave this hanging for just a little second because I'm gonna let you think about it. Because there's always a player on the squad where you're like, yo, where the fuck is this guy, man? Yo, he's disappeared. Like where he's at, right? So for me, I'm gonna go to the Bills squad, and I'm looking to see where the milk carton is. And right now, I'm it's not that it's missing, but I hope it's not missing in this upcoming game. And that's my defensive backfield. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I hear T. Higgins is coming to town, or I'm going to T. Higgins, I'm going to see Jamar Chase, I'm going to see Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon out of the backfield. I'm a little shook a little bit when it comes to that because I know Joe Burrow, this guy's cold as ice, man. He don't give a damn, man. He throws a pick, he'll throw you a touchdown next drive. You feel me? So to me, I just hope, and I'm flipping a little bit, I just hope that I don't have to put my defensive backfield, Trey White, Kyer, Poyer, you know what I'm saying, Hamlin. I don't want to see you guys on the milk carton. I don't want to have to call y'all out. So I'm pre-calling you guys out to step your game up against these boys because these boys are coming. You know what I'm saying? So that's my milk carton. Maybe you might want to go in the future, or do you want to go back to that Patriots game? Was there something? Was there a scheme? What was missing in that game for you? What do we need to say? You know what? You're missing. We need to be found. We're going to put you on the milk carton.
Samaje, man. After when Mixon went down, he took over for 2 games and was producing and doing. He was highly efficient. And
right?
then Nixon comes back and it's like you're non-existent. We're not running the tandem anymore. You're kind of, you'll come in on these third and shorts or second
Right.
and
He took
and
his
it's like,
role.
why are we not utilizing a guy who's productive? You put him on the field, he's gonna get you yards or he's gonna get you points. Why cut him out of the equation?
Yo, he had 4 carries last game.
Yeah.
Mixon 16.
Yeah.
But to me, if you have your alpha dog, that's who should get the carries. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that. If I'm your dog, you give me the carries. Because you were talking about, 20 carries. You were talking about, you get him 20 carries, he's an animal. Right now, 16, to me, that's legit. 16 is good. You know what I'm saying? And then plus he's gonna get some receptions here and there. But you
Yeah, but
want
I'm looking at it where like Perrine can come in and run the slot. That's what he does. And we're not using him.
All
A
right.
lot of his touchdowns are from the slot. Take the matchup,
Yeah.
especially against you guys when you come out in that nickel.
Yeah, we stay in nickel. Teron Johnson, you're gonna learn who Teron Johnson is. We stay in nickel. I'm gonna tell you right now. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. This is the shit that I wanted to get to. How are the Bengals going to win against the Bills? Like, what do you feel like this is how we're gonna beat you guys? This is the recipe to win. If we do this, XYZ, this is how we're gonna win. What's the key to victory for the Bengals?
We have to abuse your secondary. We have to.
I don't know how easy that's gonna be though.
I didn't say it was going to be easy. I never said it was going to be easy. We have to abuse them.
But how you gonna do that? That's what I need.
With our. This is what's going to happen when we play you guys. Okay.
Oh, let me listen. Hold on.
Jamar Chase is going to show up.
All right.
He'll probably bring in 3.
Keep going.
All right.
This is your time to
Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's probably going to rush for 185 to 210. We're going to control that clock off of his back. And he'll probably be the guy who scores a 2-pointer to steal the game when we play you. T. Higgins is going to do T. Higgins. He'll show up when you guys realize that Chase is cooking you and we're going to take advantage of ISO. Probably once or twice, 3 or 4 big plays off of that to sway our momentum back our way because I know you guys are going to make plays.
True.
We have weaknesses in our back end and we gamble quite a lot if you watch the way our defense runs. Now, in order to really win, we have to sack Allen 5 times.
See, I like that.
And I'm not talking like it's not 5 in the first half. We need 5 on the day because it's going to throw off everything he needs to do. And they have to come on those second and medium to third and short plays where you guys like to run your play action and your little RPO and he's going to come off the like, no, we can't have that happen. We can't get him going where he starts tucking the ball and running from 30 yards out and housing it on us.
Here's the deal. And I like what you said. So you want to abuse our defensive backfield. That's what you should do because that, in my opinion, right now is our biggest weakness. And we have a decent defense. Our defense is actually legit defense, but that's our weakness, in my opinion. We have a returning Trey White. He's not quite back to all pro Trey White, so you have some moments here and there. And then you've got Kyer Elam, which is one of our rookies with Dane Jackson, a 7th round pick from a few years ago, splitting time. If you split in time, that means you don't have a true number 2 corner. That's my thing, right? If you got 2 offensive coordinators, you have no offensive coordinator. You got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. That's the way I look at it, right? So I like the fact that you said you're going to try to abuse the receivers. I get that part. So I like that. I respect it. You're wrong, but I respect it. So here's when it comes to this Bengals, I think a lot of this has everything. Like we've been on this kind of like revenge tour-ish type of shit, right? So Titans, they beat us pretty badly a couple years back. So we came back this year and we whooped that ass. We came and we whooped the Rams. The Rams won the Super Bowl. We said, yo, we need to show that these are frauds. We took care of business against the Rams. Cool. Chiefs, they beat us in that fraudulent game where they had no business winning. We came back and said, bam, number 3, we got you, right? Bengals is on the Ravens. We took care of the Ravens, right? Bengals is on that list. It's not like a revenge tour, but it's like we need to come in and solidify ourselves like we are top dogs. Because if you guys win this game, you throw off everything. Now you guys are up for the number 1 seed. The Chiefs now go. It's a mess. So we need to stay on course and stay with him because right now we are the number 1 seed. We beat you guys. We pretty much solidify ourselves with that number 1 seed. If y'all win, it throws everything off, and that we can't have that. So how we're gonna beat you guys? And this is where I come in because I think it's gonna be a tough game. But you guys, Josh Allen is not Pat Mahomes. He won't all over the place and left and right. It's either go time or it's go time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at your DBs. I like Von Bell. I like Bates. You guys are good players.
Apple's a weakling.
And Eli Apple. That's where I was gonna go for. Eli Apple is he's a depth guy. He ain't no like number 1, number 2 corner. He's a depth guy. So if we have a way, if he gets stuck on, and this is what I love about our offense is very multiple. You're never gonna just see Diggs at the Y. You know what I'm saying? He'll go right to slot. He'll move over to the X. He'll be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So be ready to move around and try to figure things out. And then we're starting to get our run game going because that's one beef I've had big time beef where the run game is starting to get going. So hopefully we start to open the game up like that, and we put stress on your defense. And Joe Burrow, when he has to, now is it clutch? That's what I need to know about Joe Burrow. Because if the pressure's on, can he perform? I know Josh can, but
of course he can. Of course he can.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Of course he can.
Thing is, I love every bit of this, man. This is gonna be fun because I don't know too. Like we watch each other's team from afar. Like, yo, it's go time, man. It's Monday night.
Prime time.
It's Harry time for real. So, last segment of the show for me, fam. And it's say it with your chest. Now, I don't know what you got on your chest. You might want to talk shit to Bills Mafia. I would love for you to do it. You might have something else you want to tell, Who They Nation. You might want to tell them a message. I don't know what it is that you got on your chest, but I want you to think long and hard about what you're trying to do because I'm about to give you a few seconds to cue up what you want to say, and then it's go time. You go for it. So cue it up. I'm going to cue my thing up, and then when you're ready to go. Floor is yours.
All right. This is you guys are acting like you're this top dog team. You're unbeatable. We're subpar. But you look at it, all of our losses are the same. 3 points, 3 points, 2. You guys lost to the Dolphins by 2. We lost to the Ravens by 2. Y'all beat the Ravens by 3. Cool. Field goal, whatever. The Jets, you lost to. Jets, we slapped. Vikings, you got lucky and came back. That should have been lights out, and that's a 3-point game. On average, when you guys play a decent team, your defense still lets up 17 points.
4th in the league.
And you're about to drop to 5th after we put that on you on Monday night. I'm telling you, Bills fanatics, you're not going back this year. You're not going anywhere. This is the jungle. Understand me when I say this.
It's the jungle.
You see these Bengals? We run the jungle. You guys are just a quick pit stop meal on the way to the throne. You understand me?
I like it. Listen, respect. Now, amateur hour. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to really, You don't really know how to really talk shit. So let me show you how to really put it on. Who that? Who that? Who they think gonna beat that? The Bengals, they got away with it last year. I don't know how they made it to the Super Bowl, but they did. And they represented, you know what I'm saying, because they're a team that most years they haven't been relevant. You know what I'm saying? And you have been relevant. You got yourself a quarterback, you got yourself a receiver. But let me tell you something, man. It's big boy time. And you're about to find out, you're about to play a real quarterback in Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not your prototypical quarterback. Let me tell you something, a little Josh. Never in the history of NFL has there been a quarterback that throw for 4,000 yards, run for 700 yards, throw for 30 touchdowns, have 7 or more touchdown passes ever in the NFL. This is the first time ever. Y'all are playing a unicorn, and you don't even know it. You won't even know it. So let me put it this way. It's going to be a good game. Not going to front. Joe Burrow, I have got a lot of respect for Joe Burrow. There's no hate against the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been going through some pain for some time now. You know what I'm saying? So we're both on the come up. But there comes a time where the destiny is for a team. And the destiny is on the Bills side. And I hate to break it to you, brother. We're going to take the number 1 seed. And you're going to be hurting on that Monday night. And then I don't know who you play after that. But good luck. Good luck to you, sir. It's going to be a matchup. And you're gonna say you said you're gonna put it on us? Let me give you a score prediction of what's gonna happen. I hate doing score predictions, but I gotta give you a score prediction.
All right, let's go.
You're talking about 17 points, right? I don't think you guys put up 17 points. That's a bold, hot prediction. Mix it how you want to. I think if the Patriots had you guys at 22 points and y'all couldn't do shit after that, we're gonna make sure that we keep you under 17 points. I'm going to put a stamp on that. We're going to keep you guys under 17 points. And I'm not saying that we're going to wax you guys, but I don't think you guys are going to put up over 17 points. And I'm going to put it that way. And that's it. I'm going to say with my chest. What's up, Logan? You going to bed? And I hope I'm so right because I'm going to talk my big shit. We're going to keep it that way. But for the most part, all jokes aside, I think it's going to be a tight game. Whoever wins this game, listen, it's on for the take. Now, last question of the night. There's 3 names that are up for MVP: Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, and you got Josh Allen. Who's worthy of that title for the MVP?
See, they all have validity behind their nomination.
For sure.
All right. Josh Allen, he's doing what he does for you Bills fanatics. It'll just end up being an 0-5 scenario at the end if you ever get there again. Mahomes, man, like his guy's left and he's doing work with who he has.
Facts.
He's got a great defense, right? And don't look at his head coach, established.
That's what I was going to get to, his head coach.
Established. So he's been behind a guy for a few years and learned how to control the game. That's what a lot of people aren't looking at is the way this guy controls the game, even if he's down. He dictates what's going to happen throughout the entire game. Now, Mr. Burrow, a lot of people might get mad. I just don't think it's his time yet. I think if he gets it now, it disrupts what we're going to do down the road. And I'm a big, how I'm an ego guy, and he's so cool and he's so calm.
Right.
If he gets this now, it can change that whole locker room. Because he's coming up to contract time, right? Like he's gonna want his bag. You gotta think long term. Mm-hmm. He gets it now. He runs the organization for the next 6 to 7.
So if you're not giving him MVP,
I'm giving it to Mahomes. Mahomes right now with what he's doing. I like your guy.
Well, Mahomes, you feel Mahomes is that dude?
I feel Mahomes right now is just he has he doesn't have the same cast around him, but he has two solid backs. I think he has to get it as much as I don't like him.
So here's the deal. See, I gotta bring this up because I think it's valid, right? So I'm looking at who you guys played, right? Y'all play. Obviously, you guys have the North. You guys play the Cowboys that have a winning record. Y'all play the Dolphins. Obviously, you play the AFC East. You're about to play us. When you guys played the AFC East, they all had a winning record. You guys played the Saints, Falcons, garbage, Browns, garbage. But y'all took an L to them, which is weird, which is very strange. And y'all play the Panthers. And then you guys went on a win streak, right? Steelers, Titans, Chiefs. Y'all, that was a big win against the Chiefs. Then you beat the Browns in the Bucks with when Brady needed to get a win and all that stuff, right? Now you're about to play the Bills. So then, and I'm bringing this up for a reason, right? Because I feel like strength of schedule means something.
Yes.
Strength of schedule means something. So the Bills right now have one of the hardest schedules in the game right now. So I'm looking at the Chiefs and who the Chiefs played this year to see, like, all right, like, what's up with the Chiefs, man? Like, let me see what's good with these Chiefs. So I look at the schedule they play. They play the Cardinals. They play the Chargers when the Chargers and they barely got out of the Chargers. They lost to the Colts. Then they went on a shootout with the Buccaneers. Then they barely got out of it with the Raiders. Then they lost to the Bills. Then they barely got out of the Titans against a backup quarterback. Then the Chargers again. Then the Rams with the Rams are the Rams. You already know what it is. Then y'all lost to the Bengals, and then they beat the Broncos, which was a 34-28. I'm telling you right now, these guys are frauds. These Chiefs are frauds. They beat the Broncos. They barely get out with the Texans, and then they finally beat the Seahawks 24-10. And we want to put Mahomes in the MVP conversation when he's playing these cupcakes. I look at strength of schedule, and I can make a case for Josh Allen to be that guy. I'm just saying. I would put it that way. But like when I look at the last few games that these Chiefs have played, like Rams win against the Rams, but everybody's beating the Rams these days. Then you got the Bengals, then the Broncos, a mess of a Broncos, and you barely get out of the Texans, and then you beat the Seahawks. And now you got to go against the Broncos again. Who knows if they're gonna be ready to roll because coach is gone, they're gonna be inspired. Who knows? And then you got to play the Raiders again, which the Raiders played tough last time. So I think I just made somewhat of a case for Josh Allen just based on schedule and strength of schedule and how we've been playing. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna let you say it because you have no dog in this race. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to worry about your team winning on Monday, and we go from there. I got a question for you though. I got somebody that's posed a question. He goes, "Yo, Rico, ask Brandon the Tiger King if Welcome to the Jungle from Guns N' Roses is his favorite song. I like this guy, but he's wrong." So you getting people liking you, man. Listen, there's one now. Bills fans, if I bring on somebody and they like your vibe, they just straight up tell you, "Yo, this guy's a clown," or I like this guy, man. Bring this guy back. So you're getting some love right now. So that's good. You know what I'm saying? And this is your first time on a podcast. So you did well. You did well, man. I like it. One last thing, man, before you get out of here, bro. I need to get on this Tua talk. I need to. You said something about Tua. You said, "Yo, after 2 concussions, get him out of
out." Why? Yo, the second one the first one was bad. The second one he was out cold.
Yeah, the second one was like that's when he was like this. Like I don't know what he called it.
But the first one he shouldn't have been back in. The man was stumbling everywhere. His O-line had to carry him. Facts. It's one of those where like you have to be accountable. And like if you look back on the game, you're like, you know what, I shouldn't have done it. Sit him. As soon as you question I shouldn't have let him continue, sit him.
Okay.
Let him heal. Because like that's the biggest thing around that league is concussion protocol. Right. He's number 3 in one season.
That's big. Luke Kuechly, I think, had 3 in his career, or 3 in that one season. I can't remember what it was. He was like, "Yo, I'm done. I'm out of here. I retire."
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Have you ever been concussed? Have you got a concussion before?
Yeah, one.
Do you remember it? Do you remember what the sensation was? Like,
It was the worst drive home after. And to be honest, like, I wouldn't want to go through that again. You're just like confused the entire time. It's just confusion. Yeah.
Okay.
I was playing like, shoot, Who laid me out? Nate Taylor just signed with the Red Blacks as a running back coach. We were
Okay.
playing against them. Laid
Okay.
me out on the sideline. Him and another guy I played with, Dillian Charles. These two like monster DBs out of Montreal. And we
Was
all
it?
know how they're Montreal boys. It was Invaders.
Yeah, I think I was there for that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. And I went home with Khan and
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Bet. Okay.
But me, I was stupid too because I went back in that game knowing I was concussed. But
Okay. But here's my thing. This is my beef, right? If you know you're concussed and you've already been taken out of the game twice now, and I guess some people will say, well, you're not thinking, but you are thinking because you just said, I knew I was concussed. Yo, get yourself out of the game. Like you have a duty to yourself to get yourself out of the game. Now, my question is, if they clear him and they say, yo, you're good to go. It turns out it was a mild concussion. You know what I mean? After you XYZ, you pass the protocols, we're clearing you to play. But if your coach, you're saying you're shut down for the year?
right now with him, yeah, because he's my franchise.
But is he though?
Who are you gonna go and get right now with
Right
your
now,
record?
Teddy Bridgewater is their backup, and he's
He's not Teddy from Minnesota, but he's still Teddy.
no, he's still Teddy. So you would shut him down, because I'm looking at this like, unfortunately, like I hear it, I'm like, yo, 3 concussions, man, that's craziness. That's crazy. Sometimes you got to put the player first. You got to put the person first before the player. But if doctors are saying, yo, he's good, as a coach,
But that's as a coach, I'm not letting it fly. It's like no,
you
3 in a year, like unless you're just a complete demon inside and you don't care about the well-being of life after football. Yeah, sure, go play. It's your decision.
So you're shutting it down.
Shut it down.
So
Shut it down.
at what point, as a player, you're like, yo, I know I shouldn't be playing. I should take my ass out. Like, what makes someone like I get it. You're trying to get the win for the team. You're trying to do all that stuff because sometimes a lot of these things play a factor. Like, yo, if I get out of this as a concussion, yo, they're just gonna shut me down for the year. I got to try to play through it. And I think that's what he tried to do. But then obviously,
but it was early in the season, right? Like it's one of those things where we're all, as an athlete, especially when you're at that level, you're just a competitor. No matter what you want to do, you got to compete. You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to lose money. You don't want to.
That's what it comes down to.
There's all these other circumstances, and I don't think he has like a family unit behind him where he's kind of like, I need to step away for the future with them.
But you know what's crazy though? So my brother-in-law is in Alabama, and Tua's from, he went to Alabama for a bit, and I guess Tua's brother, and they're all out there. The family's all out there. They brought them all over to Alabama. So like my brother-in-law follows the whole situation really well, and he's like, yo, it's a big family out there. So like, you think they'd be like, yo, enough already, shut it down, be done, and it's a wrap. So it'll be very interesting to see what Coach McDaniel does with Tua. Does he care about Tua enough to say, yo, shut it down? But as a head coach, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to win. So what do you do? So do you put, you know, saying the players' health, or do you put your team ahead of it? We're gonna find out what McDaniels is. He seems like a guy that gives a damn, so he'll shut it down. But poor Tua, 3 concussions. Now here's the real question: is that career? Is that something that you should like, yo, man, I think I'm just gonna shut it down, period? Or
no,
done for the year?
Depends on the severity. Like of this last one, like those first 2 were really bad, but that's just what we saw, right? I don't know how he recovered, how serious it was, but like when you get knocked out, it's a wrap. He's been playing with the trauma from the first one, the initial one, throughout, right? Until now, where last week you get knocked out of the game and you can't come back. So I think it's more of, if he comes back, it's on the executive. It's not even going to be the coach, because it's going to be like, oh, he's cleared, he's this, he's that. The coach is going to be, he's going to have like a minimal input on that. But I guarantee you, after this season, the league's looking into everything that happened, and they're already doing it now, right?
I'm telling you right now. So who's to blame? Is there anybody to blame in this situation?
Well, they fired the outside physician on the last one. Now it's the team doctor.
Yep.
So if they let him come back, you know it's the team. It's not the outside physician. That's what it comes down to. They make playoffs. He comes back, 3 concussions in a year. I'm pretty sure it's 2 and you're not allowed to play. After your second one, sooner like up here in like the Canadian rules, at least in spring ball, second concussion, you're done.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had my bell rung, but I don't know about concussion. I mean, I wouldn't know, right? So like once I mean, when you get your bell, like you got hit hard though, so you knew like you couldn't like get up and get back to it. But once you get your bell rung, it's like one of those things where you got to shake it and then get going. But like whether it was concussed or not, I don't know if I felt like confusion like you did. So with Tua, he even said it. He said, "Yo, I think I may have called the wrong play on the second play, and that's why I threw an interception." Yo, if you think you called the wrong play,
you did.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Man. It's a tough situation, man. We'll see what happens with the Dolphins and Tua, man. But listen, man, Brandon, my G, I appreciate your time, bro. I know you got a family, you got to do all your business, man. Your first podcast, man. How you feel about it?
All right, I'm pretty good.
I might bring your black ass on later on because it's either two things is gonna happen. Either you're gonna be talking big shit or I'm gonna be talking big shit. It's one or the other, but one of us is gonna have to take it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, appreciate the love, man. Always. You know what I mean? We go way back.
Always appreciate you having me. Always appreciate coming on.
It's always love, man. Yo, take care of the fan, baby. And we'll definitely keep in touch, man. And keep them boys in line, man. I see you coaching them, doing all that good stuff, man. Keep them boys in line, man.
Yeah, man.
I got you, man, Brandon, man. Peace out, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it, man. That's my man B. We've been playing ball a long time, man. I'm talking about like since like 12, 13, man. He was playing on one side of the city, I was playing on the other. And that's how we did, man. So he's a big boy, man. 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". And he was like that. He was like that Anquan Bolden type of receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like fast enough that he can kind of get away from you. But like you ain't bringing him down on first tackle. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. So salute to my man Brandon, man. Came through and he said some things, man. Bengals like is not a team that obviously we're not going to take lightly. You can't take lightly. You can't take a team like the Bengals lightly. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. We got some guns too. We will clap too. And this is one of those games where like against the Kansas City Chiefs, you're like, bring on the Kansas City Chiefs. We want the Kansas City Chiefs. We're ready for the Kansas City Chiefs because we know KC. But when it comes to like the Bengals, we don't know much about them. I mean, we see there's no like we haven't played them in a long time. I don't remember the last time we played them. And the last time we did play them, like, listen, I can't tell you. I think the last time I remember we played them was when Stevie Johnson went off. Stevie Johnson, I think T.O. was still part of the team. I mean, I'm sure we played them after that. But like, golly, I'm trying to think when the last time we played the Bengals. Does anybody know when the last time we played the Bengals? Like real talk? Shit, I gotta take a look. I gotta take a look because I don't remember. I don't recall. And if it, I can't imagine it was the last time Stevie Johnson was a game. There's no way, because that's a long ass time. Bills Bengals history. What do we got? The last time the Bills played, I'm taking a look here. So last time we played these boys was 2019. We won since what? Cincinnati won 21-17. Did we win? Yeah, we won 21-17. That was the last time we played them. We played in 2019. Like, who was quarterback? Andy Dalton was quarterbacking? Like, because I don't recall that game whatsoever. Buffalo Bills eked out a victory over the Cincinnati Bengals 21-17. Who the heck was it? Stephen Hauschko was playing. Dawson Knox scored. Yo, that's some time ago, man. Actually, what am I saying? When they came, it was in Buffalo. I think I was at that game. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. Yes, I was at that freaking game when Dawson Knox absolutely crushed the guy on the sideline. Oh, yeah, I remember that game. I was actually at the game. What am I thinking? Yeah, I remember that game. That was actually a big game. I remember that. We started off the season 3-0. I do recall. He absolutely ate that DB. Oh, yeah, I remember now. But yeah, man, like, I mean, shoot, that was a completely different team then. A completely different team. And then the time before that, we played them in 2017. And obviously we lost that game. And the time before that was 2016. We won that one. So like the win-loss right now between the Bills is we're up 17-13, and that's all time. So here we are. We're about to see what's good, man. We went on a stretch of beating this team from the 90s. Shit, like all in the whole decade of the 90s, we didn't lose one game to the freaking Bengals. How impressive is that? Wowzers. Anyway, y'all know what it is, man. Dude, we went from the 90s all the way to 2010. The last time, so that's the last game I remember vividly, was that 49-31 game against Cincinnati in 2010 with Stevie Johnson. And then we won a three-game losing streak to these guys. And then we won one, then we lost one, then we won one. So now we got to go up against these guys and take that. We got to take that. Simple as that. Now they got some dogs on their team. They absolutely have some dogs on their team. But we got to take care of business, man. We really do have to take care of business. We got to. We got no choice. We got no choice, ladies and gentlemen. The Bengals game is going to be huge. I can go back and talk about the Bears game, but nobody wants to talk about the Bears game. The Bear games is done. One and done. There's really not much to talk about it. We got out of there. We beat them 35-12 or 35-13, and we out of here. But this is a big game. So I'm gonna see if I can get Bengals content creators to come on and talk about it and see how they feel about this game coming up. My man Brandon doesn't seem nervous, but he also knows what's at stake. He also knows who's on the other side. Josh Allen, I asked him who he hates more, Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. And it was a tough one. It was a tough one for him. And as it should be, because, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of guys that they respect Josh Allen so much they hate him because they don't want to play that dude. It's no different with when it comes to a guy like Pat Mahomes. And Joe Burrow is starting to become in that conversation. 3 of the top best quarterbacks in the game. And right now they're going for the MVP talks. Jalen Hurts is still in there too. And if you ask me how I feel about this game, I feel I'm indifferent. I don't feel like super high, but I'm definitely not low. It would have been nice to have Von Miller in this game because these are the games you want a guy like Von Miller to really disrupt this. But when you have guys like Greg Rousseau coming on, Ed Oliver's coming on, playing extremely well, Shaq Lawson is holding down the whole, doing well. And then you got Matt Milano, and we're starting to somewhat get healthy now. This is going to be a good matchup, man. This is going to be a good matchup. I just hope that we are on the other end of it. I want that number 1 seed. When I tell you how much I want that number 1 seed, I want that number 1 seed. I want it. You know what I'm saying? I want it like I'm freaking one of the players. I want that shit. So hopefully we can handle business and take care of what we need to take care of and get this thing going. Real talk. Shout out to my man Scott Blakey. What's up, Scott? Scott says, "Yo, Bills 4-0, rest of the AFC 1-11." Yeah, it's tough, man. They've had a tough run, folks. The rest of the AFC they've had a tough run. My man MK La Liga, what's going on, man? Yo, let's go Rico. 31-28 Bills. We catching bodies, baby. Listen, I don't know if listen. I feel strongly about this. I think this is going to be a big defensive game. I think quarterbacks are going to be trying to feel out this defense, and I think that we keep this relatively close but low scoring. And if it becomes a high scoring game, then shit. But our defense, I mean, I saw a tweet today from Sal Capaccio that was really eye opening, and I found that very interesting. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but you guys all follow Sal, so you guys probably most definitely saw it. But I'm gonna pull it up right now to kind of give you guys an idea of what kind of Bills team we're rocking with right now. So Sal went in there and compared this year's team to last year's team after week 16. So week 16 in the books. Week 16 being in the books. In 2021, on offense, the Bills were 6th in yards per game. They were 10th in yards per game and yards per play. They were 11th in rush yards per game. They were 4th in rush yards per play. Now check this out. In 2022, they were 2nd. So we are 2nd place right now in yards per game in the league, as opposed to last year's team, which was 6th. Yards per play, we're 3rd as of last year, 10th. Rush yards per game, we're 8th this year. Last year, 11th. Rush yards per play, we're first. Last year, we were fourth. Pass yards a game, we're seventh. Last year, we were seventh. We're right on point with how many yards we're passing a game. Pass yards per play, though, we're seventh as opposed to 15th last year. And we're pretty much dead on with points per game. We're 28 points per game. That gives us fourth in the league. Last year, we were scoring 28.5 points a game, which gave us third for last year. So offensively, we're better than we were last year. Go figure. We're better than we were last year, and we're sitting here saying, and I mean, I'm one of them. So I'm saying some of what you guys are saying. What the hell? Our rush game is no good. We're not doing any better in the rush game, but the rush game is better than last year. We lost Cole Beasley and we don't have the same slot. Well, guess what, folks? Our pass play is better than last year. So like we're in this realm of like we think we're not doing great, but we're better than we were last year statistically. Go figure, right? Defensive side of the ball. In 2021, yards per game. This is how very interesting this is. And this is very like you once I give you the numbers, you're gonna be like, I totally get it. It makes sense. So defense, yards per game, giving up yards per game. Last year, we were first. We were first in the league. Number one defense in giving and take and pretty much less yardage given up per game. This year, we're seventh. Yards per play, we were first last year. This year, ninth. Rush yards a game. This is where we were we felt like we were like letting teams run all over us, right? Rush yards a game, we were 17th last year. We were letting guys run all over us last year. Remember that? Colts being like the top gun. Then we went against the Patriots. The Chiefs, like they were running all over us, right? 17th last year. This year, 4th. Rush yards per play, 17th last year, 12th this year. Pass yards a game, we were first. We were number one pass defense. This year, 15th, right? And now we know why we're the 15th. Pass yards per play, we were first last year. Number one pass game in the game, in pass defense in the game. This year, 8th. Here's the kicker. Points per game. Last year, 17.4, which was best for third in the league. This year, 17.5 for second in the league. So we're giving up the second. We're the best defense. We're the second best defense in giving up points, right? So do these statistics mean anything? That's my thing, right? And it's good context to find out like, yo, we complain about this and we say that but then when you really compare the numbers, you're like, shit, we're pretty much like we've improved here, but we got worse here, and it's very evident. Look at the pass game, right? We're swapping in Dane Jackson and Kyer Elam. 30, like they're doing pretty much splitting 30 plays to 30 plays. Dane Jackson getting a little bit more play. So very interesting how this is being put out there on paper. Now, statistics, they can paint a picture, but what really does it mean? We can already see the eye test. Defensively, we have gotten better against the run. You can see it, right? We'll have one game, we'll have a guy have a long run, but we tighten up our defense and we get better. Pass plays is a little different, but our pass rush, we're pretty still much steady. So this is where we can help us out. A lot of people, it's the debate. Which is more important? A very good pass rush or a very good pass defense coverage, right? You always hear about coverage sack. Would you prefer coverage sack, or is that pass rush so damn dominant that, yo, we're going to get a pick somehow, some way? So I like our rush. I think our pass play is going to get us far, but our pass rush and our ability to stop the run is what's going to push us forward. And then we just need our offense to just capitalize. At the end of the day, that's what needs to happen. But we'll see. Some people like the coverage. Some people like the pass rush. Which one is more important? And right now, we have a 12-3 record. And right now, our pass defense is middle of the pack. And sometimes it's okay to be middle of the pack, because a lot of teams that are winning these Super Bowls, their defense wasn't amazing. They weren't number one this, number one that. They were just middle of the pack. Bend, but don't break, but make the plays that need to be made when they need to be made. We're about to find out what's going on, man. So this is huge, folks. Big game Monday night. So I'm gonna see if I can get some content creators to come through and bless the mic, and then we can get some more insight on what these Bengals are thinking and how these Bengals fans are thinking. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Obviously, this has been another, you know what I'm saying, Rico Report brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. If you guys haven't smashed that button, smash that like button, subscribe to that channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, we very much appreciate you. Folks, one last thing before we get out of here, man. We got to do the pick'ems. Mike Hurdle. I see Mike Hurdle in the chat. We got to do the pick'ems, but we don't do the pick'ems till Friday, man. We're going to do it Friday. We can't do it today. Today is way too early. It's way too early. We got to see, you know what I mean? Injury reports come out. We got to see all those things that come out, right? But Garbage Play says, yo, Monday's too far away. You damn right. Monday's too far away. It really is. It really is. So if you have any questions before I get out of here, if you guys have any questions, concerns, things you want to talk, things I've missed, things that you feel that needs to be brought up, bring them up. Here's the thing. I do want to talk about one last thing, and I want to bring this back up again. And this Buffalo, I'm telling you right now, this whole Buffalo thing has been on my mind. I'm telling you, man, it's been on my mind. I see all this stuff, and if it's on my mind, it's definitely on the minds of people that are in surrounding areas that are affected by it, by family, friends, you name it, man. So it is tough because like being in an area where it's like a snow making machine, snow just comes every day. You're like, there's times where you're like, yo, I just spent all day outside shoveling. I've been there, so I know. And you guys are in Buffalo, so you guys get it all the time. I've been out here shoveling all damn day, and now I gotta sit with another 4 feet of snow. I'm tired, bro. I got no more gas in that damn, you know what I'm saying, in that damn snowblower. I gotta do this by hand. It's tough. And now you have this situation that happened. Now, I do have a question, and I don't know. And I saw somebody bring it up, and it made me think of it too. Like, obviously, you got the weatherman, the weather lady telling you guys we're expecting X amount of snow, we're expecting X amount of this, XYZ, right? And I know it happens to be near Christmas and people wanted to move around and do things, and I get that part. But like, and it's not blame, it's just more questions. I'm sure the city of Buffalo could have planned a little better. And I don't know this, but planned a little better in terms of like, hey, yo, we're expecting a whole lot of snow. Yo, I know they made a thing like get off the roads, but like plows to get in the way, salt the streets, do all that stuff. Maybe could have avoided some places. Some people, I see a lot of people. I mean, I can't say a lot of people. I see some articles and I've seen some things say it could have been planned better. Um, who knows, man? It's one of those shoulda, woulda, coulda. The situation has already happened. So I'm hoping things are getting better, and I hope there's no more casualties because I just heard some bad things, man. So like, I mean, my heart breaks, man. I hate hearing it, and I know things are still being uncovered, which is really it's unfortunate. The stories that I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I just can't imagine. So praise out to y'all, man. For real, it's a tough situation. So bond together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they call you guys a city of good neighbors. So hopefully you guys are, you know what I mean, holding it down. And hold on a second. Somebody said you can't salt or plow. Hold on a second. Can't salt or plow when the winds blow. See, maybe that's what it is. See, that's why I say I don't know. So I don't want to I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, shoot myself in the foot by saying something that's like ridiculous. But like, if it was crazy wind blowing or a lot of stuff, I guess that I won't help, I suppose. But damn, it's tough nonetheless, man. It's a tough situation to be in, for real. But yeah, questions, concerns, whatever you guys got. I got a few more minutes. I can take some. My man Walter Scales. What's up, Walter? What's happening, brother? Walter comes in and says, "Hey, obviously, I'm obviously biased, but I feel like no NFL community deserves a win more than the 2022 Buffalo. I know a Super Bowl win will be thought of as a 2023, but the journey started this year." I agree, man. Like for a city that's been through some things, I mean, been through some things, man. Like the shooting that happened, and then there was the whole I don't know if it was a riot or not, but a police officer pushed over an older person. The person hit the head, and there was just a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. And then the snow and yo, there's a lot, man. That city's been through a whole lot, a whole lot. My man Dave says zero visibility. Yeah, so I guess if there's no visibility, you can't do nothing. You just gotta wait it out. So which is crazy to me. So if you're waiting it out and there's nothing and people are on the roads driving, it's tough, man. And there's no blame to put out there, man. It's just tough because you don't know what scenarios people are in, and what they felt they needed to do. You just never know, man. It's tough. It is very tough, man. So it doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well at all. But any questions, Bills related, Bengals related, Bears related. Let me know what you're thinking. And if you guys are like, man, you covered it pretty good today, man. We good. Call it a day. Then we could definitely do that. But shout out to the 335 people watching right now. Salute to y'all, even if it's from YouTube, fanatics on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I stick by the Buffalo Bills watching from there. I see y'all. Salute to y'all, man. And salute to the Twitter fan that's watching right now. But I see it, man. Somebody asked a question about Beasley. Yo, I've kind of, I'm gonna be real, man. I've kind of given up on the whole Beasley situation. I'm not gonna lie, because I see where we sparingly put him in the game and we elevate him just to get him one catch and call it a day. So he's clearly not a focal point, the focal point that I thought he was gonna be when we brought him in. Obviously, maybe he's still kind of learning the playbook a little bit. Who knows? But how much did that playbook change really from last year? So, but they're not using him. It's clear. They're just not using him. Shout out to my man Legits for that super chat. I see you, bro. Weather is 65 degrees and no wind Monday. Gonna feel like the tropics. Boys are going to go off. If that is what the temperature is gonna be at 65 degrees, no wind, shoot. Welcome to the jungle is right. My man Brandon said, welcome to the jungle. You're not going to want to see a buffalo in the jungle. We don't know how to act in the jungle. You don't want to see a buffalo in the jungle, baby. We don't know how to act. So we about to find out, baby. We about to find out. These Bengals don't know how to take down. You know what I mean? We're going to see. Now I'm talking big shit right now. But we're going to see, baby. We're going to see. Hold my beer. What's going on? Hold my beer. Buffalo versus the world. Not just the city, but the world, man. Hey, man, it's tough. Buffalo is facing a whole lot of things, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, resilient folks in Buffalo, y'all gonna bounce back, baby. You guys gonna bounce back. If we're going to the jungle, I guess we're gonna call Allen Tarzan. I like that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to the jungle. We're gonna make the Bengals Jane, and we're gonna be Tarzan, baby. Let's go. That's the way I look at it, baby. Let's effing go, man. Tebow, what's up, Tebow? What's happening, bro? He says, yo, why is Diggs getting 2 targets a game? Could this lead to a problem with Diggs? A, he's not getting 2 targets a game. He got 2 targets last game. And I'm puzzled just as much as you are, man. Because to me, my quarterback needs to be one with his top receiver. And I just can't understand how your top receiver is only getting 2 targets all game, but Gabe Davis is getting 6. It should be the other way around. But the game plan is the game plan. But I can tell you right now, that is not the game plan. That is not the game plan to not get Diggs the ball. There's no effing way, man. If I were to go right now and look at the Raiders, actually, I don't even need to go to look at the stats. I go to my fantasy and look at the targets that Devontae Adams gets a game. I'm curious because now this is more of a curiosity for me. As a top receiver in the game, you can't have a guy like Devontae Adams not get his targets. There's no way. Devontae Adams right now, if I looked at to see what his targets per game were this year, first game of the year, 17 targets. Let me tell you right now, there's only one game this year where he had less than 6 targets, and that was against New Orleans. He had 5 targets. He had 1 reception, and that was it. And they probably lost that game. There's no way. But other than that, after that 5-target game, it was on 17 targets, 14 targets, 13 targets, 11 targets, 12 targets. That's Devontae Adams. That's one of the best, if not the best receiver in the game. So targets are important. You can't target Stephon Diggs 2 times. Yeah, but Rico, you got to know there was the weather. The weather was bad and this and that. 6 targets to Gabe Davis, to 2 targets to Stephon Diggs. Weather is not the issue here. I don't know what the issue is, but it can't happen. We can't let that happen a second game. Because I can tell you right now, you're going to hear from Stephon Diggs. He's going to be like, yo, Allen, get it together. You know what I'm saying? Ken Dorsey, figure out a way to get me open. And call the right plays, get me hot. Once I'm hot, let's roll. That's the way I look at it, man. But Devontae Adams, there's no way. So then when I go to Diggs, I need to see how often this happened this year. I can't see it happening often, but let's look at it, right? So from week 1, 9 targets, 15 targets, 11 targets, 6 targets against Baltimore, right? 4 receptions that game. 11 targets, 13 targets, 8 targets, 10 targets, 16 targets, 5 targets. And that was against Cleveland, right? 15 targets, and that was against Detroit. And he was a baller that game. Y'all remember that game? 9 targets against New England, 5 targets against the Jets for 3 receptions, 9 targets against Miami. So here's the trend. When he has little targets, the next game he has big targets. So we're going up against the Bengals. You can rest assured there's going to be big targets going to Diggs. I can't see him having another game of less than 5 targets. No way, no how. Can't have it. And if that's the case, we got big problems. But I highly doubt it's going to happen. These guys go get right back on the same page, and then we're going to be binging it right in the end zone. So we'll see how this plays out. So if you guys have any more questions, man, I'll take them right now. If not, I'm going to sign off and let you guys do your thing on this Tuesday evening. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas. New Year's is coming up. I don't know if you guys have any big New Year's parties you guys are going to be hitting up. But we'll see, man. Yo, I like this. R.I.P. Eli Apple on Monday. If listen, man, if Ken Dorsey's the true OG, he's going to figure out a way to isolate Diggs and Eli Apple all day. Find a way to move them around where if Eli Apple, I don't know if they have a guy that travels. I doubt it. I don't think any of these guys travel. Get after Eli Apple. Eli Apple will not be able to stay with Stephon Diggs. Find a way. Find a way and get after his ass. On the other hand, we're going to have our hands full. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. We are going to have our hands freaking full with these boys. That's going to be tough. Are they saying Beasley is for playoffs? Are they saving Beasley for playoffs? Lord knows what they're doing with Beasley, man. I don't know. But they're designated to call up a player 4 times. They've called up Beasley twice now. I don't know if the rule changes in the playoffs or if it's a continuation. I have no idea. But they've got two more times that they can bring up Beasley. And it's obviously going to be this game coming up. I'm sure that they're going to bring him up, and they'll probably bring him up in the last game. They'll probably bring up in the last game against the Patriots. And if we win this game, chances are we clinch number 1 seed. Who knows who they're going to let play in the last game? And if we don't, then that Patriots game means everything. So we'll see how that plays out. 16 Celsius. Thank you, James. I was about to say, what? 61. What is 61 fair? So 16 Celsius, that's a beautiful day, man. What? 16 Celsius? That's what the temperature is going to be on Monday in Cincinnati? What? It's nice like that out there? Shit, okay. I'll take that. Part of me, I don't know about you guys. I'm going to put it out there, right? I talk about wanting home field advantage really badly to be in Buffalo. But it wouldn't be a bad thing to play elsewhere, right? Where it's somewhat fair weather, it's nice, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, and you're not dealing with heavy elements that Buffalo deals with. So maybe it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying we should lose this thing. If we gain it, we gain it. That extra week is perfect, but I wouldn't be mad if we didn't have to play in Buffalo. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad. Only for the advantage for the players that we have on our squad. If it's fair, my players against your players, I'm picking my players all day. But I also love the fact that we can have the home game in Buffalo, where we are already accustomed to this shit. So I'm torn with that. But there's 2 ways to look at it. Definitely 2 ways to look at it. Greg Harley says, all I know is they need to make him a big part of the offense. When he's part of the offense, we ball. There's no question about that. Diggs is the offense, man. You got to get it. It's Josh Allen and it's Diggs. Mike B says, Rico, I don't see KC losing the next 2 games if Bills drop against Bengals. Neither do I. Except when the Raiders play the Chiefs, they play them tough. And Devontae Adams will definitely go off. Derek Carr just needs to show up, right? Josh Jacobs is a beast. So, it's about matchups. That's a great matchup with those 2. So, Denver, and they're both division games, man. So, Denver played the Chiefs tight the last time, and the Raiders played the Chiefs last time. So these two games coming up for the Chiefs are not a cakewalk. They're not just going to walk through Denver and walk through, what I'm saying, the Raiders, because they play them tight every single time. So we'll see. Just like it's not going to be a walkthrough for us to beat the Bengals, and I'm sure Macaroni Jones is not going to just let us walk through the Patriots. It's going to be tough. That's why they make these last two games tough as heck, right? They want to make some intrigue for the league and for the fans and that are betting. It's going to be tough, man. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out. But how do you guys feel about that, by the way? With that thought process of like, maybe it's not a bad thing that we don't win against the Bengals, right? Let's just say the Bengals win. We don't get the number 1 seed. Now we have to travel, right? We got to travel somewhere, or maybe we get the home game. I don't know. Who knows how it plays out? But like, depending on where we seed, we'll probably be number 2 seed. We'll still get a home game, but we may have to travel the divisional round game to Kansas City, right? We'll see. Who knows? But I'd prefer Kansas City to come over here. When it depends on who you're playing, right? So I'm torn, but I kind of like it. But how do you guys feel about that? Are you guys like, yo, Bills game, home all day, let's take it? Or are you guys like, man, we need it, it doesn't matter where we go. I'd rather our team play in good weather so we can get an advantage. But is there truly an advantage when it's playoffs? Because everybody's playing your best. So I guess the advantage is to be at home. Be at home, get the fans behind you, and let's go. So you know what? I think I'm slightly on the edge of give me that home game, give me that number 1 seed, and let's roll. Let's get out of here. That's the way I look at it. Yep, I'm with you, man. J-Dub, I'm with you. I'd rather play at home. Anybody at home. Bring them to Buffalo and let's roll. Let's play out. I like it. No place like home. I'm with y'all, man. I'm with y'all. I like it. My man Walter comes and says, KC season, it's looking like the Bills 2020 season, man. Good record, beat teams they're supposed to, but lost against the top dogs of the conference. It might be that way, man. Because I'm looking at what the Kansas City Chiefs did. There wasn't many impressive games that they won. Honestly, man. When I look at what they did, they didn't really no games really stood out to me. Right? Like their biggest win that was against an opponent that was like a tough opponent was against the Buccaneers, when the Buccaneers were at the time decent, right? 41-31. Remember when I had that Chargers fan Lance, when Lance came through? I told him, y'all lost to the Colts, and then you guys beat the Buccaneers, and then you barely got out of it with the Raiders, and you lost to us, and then you beat the 49ers, which is convincing that you had Jimmy G. But could the Chiefs beat the 49ers now with Brock Purdy running it? That gives them a little different vibe that can actually throw the ball deep. Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't that dude, right? So maybe that's different. That was a big win for them nonetheless, regardless, 44-23. But Jimmy G is Jimmy G, man. That'll get you every time. But Brock Purdy, that boy playing nice, man. Then you had the Titans, barely get out of that game. Then the Jaguars, they beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars are a decent team and they're a playoff team right now. Then the Chargers, they barely got out of that one, 30-27. I can't say barely. They beat them 30-27. I can't say barely, right? Then they beat the Rams. Then they lost to the Bengals. Then the Broncos, they barely got out. They beat the Broncos 34-28. Then the Texans 34-20. Listen, it's hard to win in the NFL. So like, not every game is going to be a cakewalk. But like, I'm looking at what they got, and I'm looking at who we played. Strength of schedule matters. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it plays out. Because once the playoffs start, the playoffs start. But we're not in the playoffs yet. We got to get that number 1 seed. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. 220 Eternal says, yo, right? Remember, KC barely won against the Chargers in their first matchup. They struggled against Houston and the Raiders, allowed Denver to come back on them, lost to us, the Bengals, and Indy. I'm telling you, man, the Chiefs are good. There's no question. They're still one of the best. But like, when it comes down to like, choosing your MVP, to me, when you choose your MVP, who did your MVP play? Strength of schedule matters in the MVP. How did they play in that game? You know what I'm saying? What's the record of your team? Right? And at the end of the day, what's it comes down to is statistics. And if it's going to come down to the Bills QB and Pat Mahomes QB, and they're neck and neck in terms of yards and touchdowns, because right now they're somewhat neck and neck. I think Mahomes got 220 yards, more yards than Josh Allen. And he's got 2 more touchdowns more than Josh Allen. Interceptions, I think they're about the same, or maybe 1 more. So they're pretty much neck and neck. But if it comes down to it, where statistics they're even, I'm going to head to head. When you guys played one another, who the heck won? Oh, Josh Allen did? There's your MVP. We'll see. And some people might say, yo, let Mahomes have the MVP because what we want is that Super Bowl MVP. And shit, I'm with you on that one too. I'm definitely with you on that one too. All right, folks, listen. That's my time. I gotta get out of here, and I will let y'all be. But I hope you guys enjoyed that show. And if you did, do me a favor, smash that like for your mans, because we're trying to hit that 25K. And I'm telling you right now, if we get that 25K, listen. There's gonna be some kind of giveaway. That's all I'm gonna say. There's gonna be some kind of giveaway. Let's get to that 25K. You know what I'm saying? Big squad, stand up, and we'll go from there, folks. So until next time, folks, you guys have yourself an enjoyable evening. And pray for those that are in Buffalo, man, that are going through the times. And I'm hoping that they get through it. And they see another day, man, another good day. That's the way I look at it, man. So that's it for me, folks. Until next time. It's your boy. And I'm gone. Y'all got a good one. We'll catch you on the flip side. My man Z-Bot and Rev are going to be popping tomorrow night. Z-Bot's a little under the weather. I'm hoping he's a little better than he was. And we can go from there, folks. So enjoy your evening. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side, man. It's your boy. And I'm gone. Peace.